evening if you've just tuned in. This is GB News on TV, online and on digital radio. I'm Nana Akua. I'm in for Patrick Christie tonight. Now, this is an exclusive. Trans dart player Noah Lynn van Leuven hit the headlines when she won a women's tournament in March, 8 days after beating male rivals in a mixed event. Now, van Leuven began transitioning from male to female in 2022 and was the first trans woman to play in a televised tournament in 2023. But her rival, British darts legend and former world #1, Deta Hedman, is leading the fight to protect women's sports after forfeiting her quarter-final match because she refused to compete against a biological man. And she's maintained this position for the last 2 years. I'm pleased to say joining me now is Deta Hedman. Deta, thank you so much for joining me. It's really good to talk to you. First of all, just briefly, why did you get into darts? What's your background?
Well, I was born in Jamaica and I came to the UK in 1973. And to be fair, I didn't know anything about darts, but my brothers were here, so they were into it, and that's how I got into it. And I just love playing the sport. And each level I just set myself and just progress and see where I could go.
Well, you've done really well. Now, of course, with this particular match, there was speculation that you pulled out of the Denmark Open, which is what the tournament was, over illness, to protect your record or something like that. Could you just set the record straight on why you pulled out of that?
Yes, the famous Mr. Phil Bars reported that on Twitter, as you just said, that I've pulled out because of ill health. No, I didn't pull out because of ill health. After I finished my game and I waited for my notification, and when it came and I saw I was playing Noah Lynn, because from, as I said, the last few years, I've struggled with this situation of playing a transgender. And in more than one occasion, I've been wanting to pull out. And people have spoken to me not to do it, but in the end, it got to me and it was beginning to affect me physically and mentally. And the last tournament I was at, the ladies' series, I said to my other half, we're sitting there, because on top of me struggling with that, I'm also on the board of the WDF as the Athletes Commissioner for all the players.
WDF? Is that the Women's...
It's the World Darts Federation.
Oh, the World Darts Federation.
And obviously I brought this to their attention, the transgender, PDC, but all the ladies who do participate in the women's game has been complaining that they didn't enjoy the experience. They've been asking me to take it up to the board to see if they can have it change. We'll just look into so much. I've read so many things, and in fairness, it just hurt my head.
Yeah.
And the last ladies' series, I sat there and so many girls was coming to me telling me this, that and whatever. And I just sat there and just put my head back, put my headphone in, and was absolutely crying my eyes out.
See, that's the thing. People don't think of the impact that it has on the women who then have to play a trans athlete. In this particular occasion, it's a man who is now a woman, a trans woman. But she, I have to call van Leuven as she, went through this sort of stringent of tests, apparently, to play in this particular darts competition and to play against women. Why is that not good enough? I mean, what are the big advantages that a biological man will have over a woman in darts?
Well, a lot of people, not everybody, there's some that says there's no advantages or there's no disadvantages, if you like. But what they've all seems to have forgotten is about the biological woman, this stuff that we have to go through every month. Okay, so not everybody have every period. Some do. I've sat there and seen girls, women, who's doubled up in pain. At all the tournaments I go to. Now, a trans man won't have that. I go through the menopause. And funny enough, sitting out there, I just had one of them. They won't have that.
Trans woman.
Yeah, but they tend to seem to dismiss what a natural-born woman go through. And also, in our research that I've done with my partner, I've just flipped that, just reading so many, as I said, I've read so much stuff on it, is that our testosterone level, they're allowed to be twice the amount we are. Now, to me, in my eyes, rightly or wrongly, I just felt, OK, if you want to be a woman and there's no difference between a transgender and a natural-born woman, then we should be at the same level. So if there's no difference, why they're twice the size as a woman? Now I need somebody to explain that to me. But as I said, in Denmark, it just got to me and I just couldn't deal with it.
Because
I just broke down.
Yeah, because you went to speak to your tour director, didn't you?
I went to have a word with the tournament director to have a private conversation away from everyone. It was just me and the tournament director, Carson. And I explained to him, I've had my notification, as you can see, and I just said, I can't do it, I can't cope. I said, I'm just breaking right now. And I just dissolved into pieces. And
you bravely refused to play. Yeah. So what's the implications now then? Does Nolan then win if you don't play?
Of course,
That's it. And what you know? Because what would you like to see happen?
Well, I would like to see, to be fair, I would not like to see anybody not play the sport they enjoy. But for me, I am also fighting for the girls that are out there that won't have that opportunity. Because if we leave it and bury our head in the sand, there won't be anything for young women and young girls to aspire to. And that's one of the things that I feel strongly about, because I've fought for a young girls' world championship, which has been 2 years. Now, if we allow the transgender thing to happen, who's saying that young boys won't decide to start playing in the young girls? Or, okay, they have their own tournament. And I would say, to me, where I can see forward is probably have an open for trans, non-binary, and whoever wants to play that. But why would you have a ladies section all these years and the men's section, a girls section and a boys section if there was no difference?
This would just be, you could have both, then you could have an open category where somebody who's trans can go and play in that. It doesn't seem, you know, I don't see why this person needs to play against women. But listen, Deta, thank you so much for giving me your time, explaining your story, and I really respect you for actually being prepared to forego your own potential of winning for your principles.
Yeah, because one of the things they say, inclusivity and fairness, but you can't have both. Yeah,
and yet you're the one that's been excluded. Deta, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
It's really good to talk to you. That, of course, is a darts player, Deta Hedman. Well, Nolan van Leuven recently told the Netherlands outlet NOS, I don't really feel the need to go further into it. This has been their choice and not mine. I think the only unfortunate thing about this issue is that a lot of people forget that I am also a human being. On the 25th of April, the World Darts Federation released a statement outlining their position, which read the WDF believes in equal opportunity for all people to participate in the sport of darts as athletes, coaches, officials, staff and other volunteers. However, in instances where a transgender individual wishes to compete, the WDF will consider eligibility guidelines to ensure a fair and level playing field for all participants.